Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is, well, what if Naruto had a Rage Genkai Part 5? Now, the thumbnail is made by, well, my boy Anime Sensei, and he's here today, also.
Yup, yes, sir.
And we're going to do Part 5 of this, and when did we record the last part? I'm guessing a month ago. So, yeah. So, do you want to go to the, well, Anime Sensei, do you want to, like, start at...
Now you can go first. Go first.
Okay. So, we start off where, well, Kisame and Itachi are going towards Naruto's kind of like what's it called? Well, not room, to the hotel room. Because, well, Naruto and Jiraiya was still looking for Tsunade. So, of course, Jiraiya still went to go do some pervy things, while Naruto, he's at his, room, just kind of... Well, he's also still learning the Rasengan and all that about Jiraiya. And he's still kind of confused with it. So, of course, this is where, well, he's just in his room, kind of, not studying, mostly kind of trying to learn the Rasengan. But the one reason is his rage self, so his, like, opposite somewhat self, his conscious somewhat, or whatever we call the rage Naruto. He is right now just kind of telling Naruto that he's dumb enough to put too much chakra in less chakra, and that's not even the right enough chakra to even make the Rasengan. And this is where Naruto's just struggling and hating his, like, rage Naruto himself. And of course, Kurama doesn't help. Kurama's right now also complaining. But yeah. So, of course, this is where Itachi and Kasame kind of knock at the door. And of course, this is where Naruto, he's annoyed. He's still kind of like struggling with the Rasengan and annoyed with both Rage Naruto and Kurama that he's right now somewhat pissed. He is pissed. He did kind of, what's it called, manage to make a tiny red Rasengan. Like a tiny version. Like it was only like a ball. And well, since it was some kind of like ball or something, and Naruto got happy until Itachi and Kasame knocked at the door. This is where, well, Naruto lost concentrate, and this is where Naruto was kind of pissed, like really pissed. This is where Naruto, he goes to the door stomping. This is where, well, both Itachi and Kasame thought they got the wrong door. They thought that they were gonna just see this huge man and all that. But no, what they see is Naruto, a pissed off Naruto. This is where Naruto says, "Can I fucking help you?" This is where both of them said, "Yeah, we are looking." Well, not what's it called. They didn't say that. They said, Itachi says, "Are you Naruto Uzumaki?" Naruto says, "Why the fuck yes? What do you want?" Because Naruto's kind of pissed. He made the Rasengan. It was only a tiny ball, and then he lost concentration. And this is where Itachi says, "You need to come with us. Because, well, we're going to need you to come with us." And this is where Naruto says, "The fuck? I don't even know you. Hell no, I'm not coming with you." This is where Kasame says, "To the fuck back, kid. You're coming with us, and even if you like it or not, you're coming with us." This is where Naruto says, "Go fuck off." He, like closes the door, like, shuts it, like, he just slams the door. Because Naruto is giving 2 fucks less. This is where Naruto goes back to his bed, but this is where he hears kind of like a crash at his door. Yes, Kasame just was kind of annoyed also that this kid just decided to just slam the door in front of them. Which, he is pissed, and Naruto's pissed. It's just a very angry situation. It's where Itachi just calm. He was kind of annoyed with how Naruto just told him to fuck off and just closes the door, but then he can understand it's just a kid. A very angry kid. He also, both Kisame and Itachi has heard of what's called Orochimaru's somewhat defeat from, well, this kid. So, of course... Wait. Okay. So, enemy, did we say that Orochimaru died?
think we kept Hiruzen alive, I think.
Yeah, it was
I can't
okay.
remember.
Yeah, I think it was Hiruzen that we kept alive when Naruto unlocked a new mode. That. Yeah, okay. I think the new mode is. I gave him like 4 arms and his hair just went red and his eyes also went kind of red.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Of course, this is where, well, we go into Itachi and Kasame. So, of course, they are thinking that they gotta be careful with Naruto. But Naruto just seems too pissed to be even the troublemaker that actually, well, causes Orochimaru's death. So, they are kind of worried, but kind of still just confident. Here's where Kasame says, "Come here, you little brat." This is where Naruto says, "How about fuck you?" And, well, Naruto appears right in front of the, Kasame with blinding speed and punch him in the stomach. Because Naruto, well, his rage does, increase a lot of things. Now, he isn't using the Nine Tails right now. He's just using his rage Genkai. And, of course, Kasame gets slammed into the wall, dented into it, but also went out of the wall on the other side. So, of course, this is where, well, Itachi is kind of surprised and kind of looks at Naruto. This is where he says, "Interesting. Well, both Naruto and Itachi, they disappeared. And of course, Naruto just in the hallway because he just body flickered there. And of course, Itachi was just being calm and being next to Kasame. Kasame gets up and says, "Oh, that kid packs a punch. Ow. Fucking brat. I should probably rip off those arms also." This is where Sasuke comes out of nowhere and says, "Itachi!" And then he just rushes at Itachi with the Chidori. Just, you know what happens. Itachi slaps his ass and then just said, "I'ma choke you, bitch." And yeah. And I feel like what's called Sasuke, he enjoyed the time with Itachi, kind of just choking him.
Probably.
But yeah, of course, this is where, well, Sasuke is knocked out because of the Tsukiyomi. Of course, this is where Kasame rushes at Naruto. Naruto, he doesn't really care if it's what's called, well, Sasuke gets hurt, so he's not enraged about that. He just doesn't care. So of course he dodges a punch from Kasame because he still have enough power of rage and all that, and punches at Kasame. This is where Kasame pulls out the sword of Samahara and blocks the punch. Now this is where, since rage is it's not really made out of chakra or anything, it's just raw power. It kind of pushes Samahara away. This is where Kasame realized that Samahara is not taking this boy's chakra. He's confused because he thought that was the Kyuubi's chakra. Not really. It's just this raw power of energy that Naruto can somewhat control in his rage state. But yeah, of course, this is where Naruto's right now just keep punching at Itachi Kasame. And Kasame is using Samahara to block and even try to slice at Naruto. This is where Naruto, he blocks the slice by not even blocking it, by actually putting his rage energy into his hands and all that. And kind of think of it like if Luffy puts Armament Hawking into his hands. Yeah, that's what happens. But Naruto's hands are kind of coated into with rage. So of course he managed to block the Samahara slice. Of course, this is where Kasame is shocked, and this is where Naruto puts rage energy into his leg and kicks at Samahara. Well, not Samahara, at Kasame. This is where Kasame goes, "You brat." He's right now just holding his stomach, and this is where Itachi says, "Huh. It seems that you are a little bit too much troublesome, Naruto." And this is where Naruto says, "How about you go fuck off and I don't know, leave me the fuck alone and also take the emo prick." This is where Itachi doesn't like how Naruto called his brother an emo prick, because you know how Itachi is somewhat of a brother to Sasuke. Not really, but yes, there. Of course, this is where Itachi says, "Tsukiyomi." And of course, Naruto did look into his eyes. But of course, Naruto's in the Tsukiyomi. He's like, "What the fuck is happening? Wait, what? The hell?" This is where Itachi says, "You are in my domain, in my world. I control this space and time, and you will also, well, be here for 72 hours. I hope you can last that long." Nine Tails. Or, well, he didn't say Nine Tails mostly. He said Shinchuriki. That's where Naruto says, "No, I'm not gonna be here, okay, you fucking prick. How about you go fuck off and something?" This is where Itachi says, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to target your loved ones until you passes out and I can grab you." This is where he first pulls out what's it called. First what's it called makes Haruzen, Aruka, his sensei, and starts killing them slowly by slowly. Even Shikamaru and Ino. He kind of Itachi saves Ino for last, and Itachi just like impale her in the heart and all that. This is where Naruto, he was slowly building up rage, but when he saw Ino get stabbed, this is where he snapped. He is now going to his like newest form, into Berserker, Red Crimson Berserker. This is where Naruto says, "You bastard!" and just breaks the Tsukiyomi. So, of course, Itachi wanted to just break his mental state a little bit, but he wasn't expecting Naruto to break the Tsukiyomi. This is where he's shocked and also gets the impact of, well, the backlash of the broken Tsukiyomi. That's where his eyes start hurting. He's like, ah, fuck, how? How are you able to break it? That's where Naruto right now is in Berserker mode. His eyes are crimson red, his hair went kind of crimson red, and, well, he has 4 arms that are all coated with rage chakra. Well, not rage chakra, a rage, well, power. Kind of like, they look like armament hawking, but of course they are coated. Well, it looks like armament hawking, but it's not really armament hawking. So of course they're all coated with that. So I'm gonna just call it rage armament. So yeah, that's what Naruto's using right now in his arms. And this is where Naruto, there's actually like this reddish kind of glow around him and all that. And of course, his teeth is a lot sharper. His whisker marks are actually crimson red. And he is just pissed. This is where Itachi says, "The fuck is that?" Kisame says, "I don't care what it is. I'll kill it." This is where he uses Samahara, but Naruto grabs Samahara with just 2 arms of his, like, well, left side. He just grabs it, and of course, just starts kind of crushing Samahara. This is where Samahara is starting to, like, scream and all that. Like, squirming around from, well, Kisame, and trying to get away from, well, Naruto. Because he can't absorb the chakra, but Naruto is just crushing Samahara. This is where Kisame says, what is happening, Samahara?" This is where Naruto is slowly crushing it and crushing it. That his fingers are actually being indented into Samahara and all. That of course there's some liquid kind of like falling off of Samahara. And this is where Itachi says, what's it called? "Kisame, use water style." This is where Kisame uses a water style to hit Naruto, and it doesn't do anything but mostly just washes him off. It doesn't cool him down because, well, the water started evaporating from Naruto. Naruto's right now in this berserker form. And this is where Naruto, he throws Samahara into the wall, smashing it to the wall, and then with his other 2 hands from his right side, punches at, well, Kisame. Kisame goes, his eyes goes blank and of course falls down. This is where Itachi says, "Damn it, we gotta leave." This is where, well, Jiraiya still comes in clutch and does make a toad mouth and all that, and says, "I am here." And of course, where he sees Naruto in this rage berserker state. It's where Naruto says, "You're dead, you Uchiha prick." Because yes, he can somewhat talk, but it's all deep and all that. And of course, is where, well, both Rage Naruto and Kurama saying, "Go Naruto, go, kill the Uchiha." Kurama saying, "Yeah, kill him, murder him, rip his fucking eyes out." Because how Kurama doesn't like, well, Itachi or any Uchiha at all. He doesn't give 2 fucks about them. So of course, where Naruto, he rushes at Itachi. Itachi does manage to use a Genju to kind of disappear with crows and all that, but reappear next to Kisame and says, "We gotta leave." Of course, this is where he coughed up a little bit because, well, since there's toad acid kind of happening because they're in a toad mouth, they have to try to get out. This is where Itachi tries to use Amaterasu, which he does. But this is where Naruto appears again, right in front of him. It's where Naruto, he just uses all four of his arms and starts just, start just throwing punches. It looks like it's like not two punches. It looks four punches, but it's multiple punches, and the speed is just going really fast. Think of it like how Luffy uses Gun. Yeah, that's how it looks like. But of course, instead of Luffy kind of using two arms, he's using four. But mostly this is Naruto, so yeah. Of course, the speed is going really fast, and Itachi can barely dodge and all that. He can barely even hold on to Kisame and all that. So he accidentally let go of Kisame, and Kisame was the one to kind of get all that backlash for Naruto just kind of saying, well, this attack is called Rage, what's it called? Rage, minigun. Screw it. The Rage Punch minigun, which is just multiple attacks at once. This is where, Kisame is right now really fucking hurt. He's on the ground bleeding, even though he's unconscious still. And Itachi says, I gotta, just damn it. This is where he kind of just decides to run out because, well, he can't save Kisame. So, of course, this is where Jiraiya says, damn it. I let go one of the Akatsuki members. Naruto. This is where he tries to look at Naruto with Samahara. Well, not Samahara, Kisame. And Naruto wasn't there. And he says, where the hell are you, Naruto? Itachi is trying to run away because he saw this was a big fail and all. But Naruto appears right in front of him, punching the ground. This is where Itachi says, damn it, not you again. This is where he says, that's it. I wonder if this works again. Infamous, was it kind of infamous? Tsukiyomi, and hits Naruto into his eyes. But really what Itachi sees, instead of the Tsukiyomi that he has, is not his no more. Naruto has fully taken control of the Tsukiyomi. This torture is now reflected towards Itachi. What Itachi sees is nothing but crimson red void. This is where Naruto is right there in front of him. Now, this Naruto is not what's called Naruto himself, but Rage Naruto. Rage Naruto is laughing like a maniac and saying, it seems that you idiot decides to use that. I thought you Uchihas were smart, especially you, since you're, well, how should I say, you're one of the prodigies. But I guess it was wrong to call you a prodigy. Now, instead of being here for 72 hours, you're gonna be here for more than 72 hours. About 144 hours. Doesn't that sound fine to you, Itachi-sama? This is where Itachi says, who are you? All he sees is a red-haired boy, red whiskers, and his eyes are just color red. And also, well, his clothing of like Naruto, which Naruto's clothing, I think we mentioned that it was still orange. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, it's still orange, but for Rage Naruto, it's not orange. He's wearing like red, all red. So yeah, think of it, he kind of like looks like that Hollow Ichigo. You can call him Hollow Ichigo white, or True Zangetsu, he's just all white. But Rage Naruto's like all red, kind of wearing all red clothing. His skin is the same color of, well, Naruto. That won't change. But yeah, this is where Itachi says, who are you? Rage Naruto says, you can call me Rage. Or you can call me Red. It doesn't matter what I am to you or not. But let's see how much you can endure the pain and mental struggle with you. This is where Rage Naruto can actually use what's called this world to torture, well, Itachi physically and even mentally. So, of course, he decides to just keep slashing at, well, Itachi with a red sword. And, of course, this is where Itachi can't dodge. And, of course, even if he tries to dodge, Rage was already in front of him, just slicing at him, just keeps cutting him, and even kind of, like, saying, oh, what are you going to do about it? It seems that you can't defeat me. I knew you couldn't defeat me. All Uchihas are weak, just like you. This is where Itachi says, I will not lose here. This is where, well, Rage Naruto made a replica of the emo prick named Sasuke, and he says, "What will you do if I kill your little brother? If we kill your little brother?" He said we, not me. This is where Itachi, he didn't know what he meant by we, but he's only guessing that it must be the Nine Tails and this weird version of him. He didn't count Naruto because he doesn't know if this is actual Naruto or not. This is where he says, oh shit. So of course, Rage Naruto is just laughing at Itachi, and Itachi says, "No, you can't kill him." This is where, well, Rage Naruto was saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but can you really stop me? Are you fast enough to stop me?" This is where Itachi, he rushes at, Red. So I'm just gonna be calling him Red, not what's it called, Rage, because that's basically Naruto's kind of forming now. So Red is just like saying, "Oh, can you really even stop me?" Now this is Sasuke is kind of unconscious and all that, and this is where Itachi kind of thought in his mind that, well, this is the real Sasuke, so he's trying to stop Rage from actually killing his brother. When he gets there, he can't move. He's like really close to Rage. Of course, he has his hand like almost close to Rage, a couple inches off. Well, not inches off, but inches right in front of him. The reason why Itachi stopped is, well, he didn't stop on purpose himself, but crimson red chain stops him from his legs into his arm and to his, like, well, the arm that was trying to grab, well, Rage to try to kill him so it wouldn't hurt Sasuke. He can't even move anything. He's like, "What the hell?" Is there a Red laughs and it's like, it seems that you're an idiot. It seems that you can't even hurt me. Are you that weak, you Uchiha? It seems that you're a pathetic weakling that can't do anything. This is where Itachi says, "Shut up." He tries to use Susanoo, but for some reason his eyes won't work. He tried to use his Sharingan or anything to try to break out of the Genjutsu, but nothing happens. This is where, well, the Tsukiyomi ends, and of course, this is where Itachi out of the Tsukiyomi. Itachi's coughing up blood, and just coughing up, well, he's just coughing up blood and kind of bleeding from his eyes a little bit. Well, not a little bit, kind of a lot. Of course, one of his eyes are really hurt, and he kind of has it closed, and actually having one of his arms, well, grabbed onto his eye. It's mostly his, what's called right eye, and this is where his other eye is just bleeding, which is, the right eye is also kind of bleeding, but yeah. He says, "I gotta get away from this guy." Is there a Rage Naruto, who is right now in his kind of berserker form, just still punches Itachi in the stomach. Itachi cannot use any genjutsu or anything. He's out of chakra. From the first Tsukiyomi, you would think he would be out of chakra, but from the second, but now kind of reflected onto by red, he's truly out of chakra. As where, well, he just says he passes out from the whole pain. So there's so much pain on him. There's cuts and scratches and even like a slash in his like torso. So what I meant by physical and mental pain, he's physically hurt and mentally hurt also. This is where, well, Itachi's passed out, and of course is where, well, Naruto, he is just like saying, he's about to like attack what's called Itachi's dead body until, well, not dead body, mostly unconscious body, until, well, this is where Rage told him to stop and said, well, not Rage. It was mostly a girl's voice that he heard say, "Stop, Naruto." So, of course, this is where, well, he turns around and sees Ino. Ino is right now with Shikamaru and Might Guy. Now, Ino came along and also Shikamaru came along because Shikamaru is kind of tuning rank and all that. So yeah, and also Naruto, I think we didn't mention this rank, but I'm gonna just say he's also tuning. But yeah. So, of course, Ino is telling Naruto to stop. Don't kill him. Don't murder him. This is where Might Guy sees this, and of course was about to attack until Ino says, well, stops him and all that. Well, not Ino. It was mostly what's called Shikamaru. And this is where Naruto sees Ino perfectly fine and all that. And of course, he's saying, Ino. This is where he, like, his eyes goes back into just normal blue. And of course, this is where his, the forearms goes back into two arms. And his hair goes back into yellow. This is where he actually falls into unconscious. This is where one thing didn't actually change from his hair. Even though it went back to yellow, there's still kind of red highlights at the tip of it, like each of his blonde hair. Since it's kind of spiky on it, there's kind of red on there. It seems like he fully didn't went back a little bit. But yeah. This is where Ino ran up to Naruto and says, Naruto, are you okay? Naruto, open your eyes. This is where Shikamaru says he's unconscious, Ino. This is where my guy said, so this is Naruto, I see. This is Itachi. Huh, what is wrong with him? Whatever. I gotta go find Sasuke and Jiraiya-sama. This is where Jiraiya says, don't bother. I already got Sasuke, the Uchiha, and one of the Akatsuki. This Akatsuki is knocked out, while, well, the other one escaped. My guy says, what do you mean other one? The other one's right there unconscious next to Naruto. This is where Jiraiya widens his eyes and says, what? That's impossible. No. Did Naruto do this? That can't be true, can it? This is where Ino says, I'm so happy that he's actually this strong. This is where Shikamaru says, I mean, he is pretty strong that he killed Orochimaru. I wouldn't be surprised if he just killed another S-rank ninja. This is where Jiraiya checked on Itachi's pulse and all that, and just sees that he's unconscious. So, of course, he decides to, well, go through hand signs and kind of seal Itachi's and Kasami's chakra away, and also seal the Samahara, what's it called, blade away and all that. This is where he says, hey, girl, I'm gonna take Naruto. This is where Ino says, no, I'm coming along with you. And this is where my guy says, but you have to come back. And this is where Ino says, no. This is where she decides to follow Jiraiya, and yeah. Jiraiya, he has somewhat of a blood nose because you know how Jiraiya is a pervert and all that. Even though this is a serious situation, he's having a blood nose and saying, my godson, you lucky son of a bitch. He's just thinking that. It's where Naruto's unconscious and doesn't even know what's happening. Of course, it's where I should mention what happened with Itachi. Itachi, in the Tsukiyomi world, there's about a couple hours left, but this is where Red says, I'm kind of getting bored of you. But before I let you out, this is where Itachi's kind of down on the ground, just like not coughing, but breathing hard and coughing also. He's like, he's like, what do you want, you bastard? He's looking at him with two eyes. That's where Red kind of goes up to him really fast and says, let me have that Sharingan. This will be useful for Naruto. That's where Itachi widens his eyes and tries to stop Red from even trying to do anything but chains appear. And, well, Red took out, what's it called? Itachi's right eye. Just ripped that out. This is where Itachi said, what? No. This is where he went, well, out of the Tsukiyomi world. Out of, well, the reverse Tsukiyomi world that's on him by Red. And, of course, Red has the Sharingan, while Itachi only has one eye now. That's why he was bleeding and kind of grabbing onto his right eye with his right hand. But, yeah. So, of course, this is where my guy says, right, I'll take the two criminals towards the Leaf Village, and what will you do with the sword? Jiraiya says, keep it. I don't want anyone to have it. It's a very dangerous sword. My guy nodded and, of course, took, well, Itachi, Kisame, and Shikamaru decides to hold up Sasuke. Now Shikamaru is pretty strong, I should mention, because he did train. And yeah. Now of course he was about to just carry Sasuke until he thought about it. This is such a drag. I have the perfect idea. He makes a shadow, a darkness soldier. And this darkness soldier grabs Sasuke and even Itachi, so it won't be that much weight on my guy. My guy says, thank you, Shikamaru. This is where Shikamaru nodded, and this is where Shikamaru says, then let's go. This is where they go to the Leaf Village, while Ino is following Jiraiya. Now, of course, they go back to the hotel, and kind of saw the mess. So what Jiraiya says, how about we go to another hotel? This is where, well, they do go to another hotel, and yeah, Naruto's kind of resting in his room, and Ino's in that room and all that. Now, Jiraiya's kind of being a pervert and writing on his book, knowing that nothing's really happening, so get your mind out of the gutter, let me mention that. And nothing's happening. Ino is right now just being worried for, well, Naruto. So yeah. Now, this is where the next day happens. Naruto wakes up, and of course, he just looks around and sees Ino kind of just being next to his bed, kind of having her head on what's called his like bed sheets and all that, and is kind of sleeping right now. That's right, Naruto. He kind of just pokes at Ino for a little bit to see if she's asleep or just unconscious or something. Ino kind of just moves a little bit, kind of just makes a noise and all that. And of course, where, well, Naruto says, "Wake up, Ino." Ino wakes up and says, "Naruto, you're fine." This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, I'm fine. What happened?" This is where, well, Ino said, "Do you not remember what happened?" This is where Naruto says, "No, not really. The only thing I remember was you and that green hair, well, not green hair, that green suited guy and Shikamaru being there, and after that, everything just went black." This is where Ino says, "Do you not remember fighting against the Akatsuki?" Naruto says, "The who?" I just remember punching one of the. I remember punching a guy with clouds, well, a robe of clouds and all that. Some blue hair and blue skin and all that. I punched him, but then I fought against the other guy, and I don't remember anything else. So he doesn't remember about the Tsukiyomi world. The reason why is because rage is actually blocking that memory. He doesn't want Naruto to act and go in rage next to Ino. So of course he is blocking that memory. So of course Naruto cannot remember anything. He even tells Rage, "Rage, are you there?" Or Red mostly. And Red says, "Yo, what's good?" This where Naruto says, "What happened last time?" This where Rage has to lie and says, "You fell into unconscious. That's all." This is where Naruto says, "Okay." This is where Naruto says, "So, why are you here?" This is where Ino says, "I'm coming along with you to find Tsunade. Because a girl is going against a girl. So, of course, maybe it'll work to come back to the village." So, yeah. So, of course, this is where Naruto nodded. And, of course, this is where Ino said, also, Kakashi was what's called hurt during against Itachi and Kisame. Naruto nodded also slowly. And of course he does put on what's called his, well, vest because he is a tuning on it. So yeah. So of course he gets out of his room with Ino. Ino does kind of like go into the what's called bathroom to change and all that, but yeah. Of course she comes out and then Naruto says, "So, where is the old pervert sage?" This is where Jiraiya says, "I am here. I am the legendary Toad Sage." And Naruto says, "Okay, let's go. We gotta go find Tsunade." This is where Naruto fully ignored what's called Jiraiya. Even Ino did. And of course, they just decide to start walking, hit the road again, and go find Tsunade. So of course, they still go to the same kind of place to find Tsunade. But of course, they are just walking around. Of course, this is where, well, they see this like gambling place and all that. And of course, this is where Jiraiya, he tries to get in and all that. Which he gets in and all that. And of course, this is where, well, when Naruto and Ino was about to like get in also, this is where the bouncer says, "Whoa, I can't let any kids get in." This is where Jiraiya tips the man and says, "Let them in. Why not?" This is where the bouncer says, "You know what? Yeah, I'll let them in. You can go in, kids." This is where he says, "Got some money now." This is where they go in. And of course, Jiraiya says, "Well, the best place to find Tsunade will be at this gambling place. So look around." This is where Jiraiya goes off to do whatever. And Naruto feels like Jiraiya isn't going to go, well, look for Tsunade instead of to go be a pervert. And yeah. And of course, this is where Naruto just ignores him and just says, "Screw this. Whatever. I should just probably, yeah, come on, let's go so we don't get lost together." And this is where Ino says, "Fine." This is where they just look around until this is where, well, how should I say, one of those tables that has what's called black and red and all that, and it's a spinning ball and all that, and this older person says, "Hey kid, why don't you just gamble on for some money and all that? Like see if you can win and all that." There's other people that was kind of near the table and all that, and this is where Naruto said, "Sure, maybe he can find information on Tsunade." This is where he is just saying, "Okay, so he doesn't have enough money because Jiraiya almost spent it all." This is where Naruto picked a specific number, and that is 21. Okay, uh, yeah, let's just say it's 21 because I don't remember how many numbers are in there. But of course, this is where he says, "Is that the only one that you picked?" Naruto says, "Yeah." This is where the person says, "Well, rip you, kid. You should have picked more different numbers." This is where other people pick different numbers also and all that. Didn't pick 21 because they thought that Naruto's just a kid that's gonna lose money and all that. Of course, everyone bets so much money. They bet 1 million yen, euro or yen, 2 billion, not 2 billion, 2 million, 3 million. One dude spent like 20 million because he was fucking rich. And of course, this is where he says, he's kind of smoking a cigar and saying, "I'm gonna definitely win." This is where the person says, "Whatever, all you are idiots, but whatever." This is where he like puts the ball into the construction and all that, and it's just spinning around, bouncing, 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 jumping from numbers and all that. And of course, this is where it just keeps bouncing. And of course, this is where Naruto asks for the legendary, well, not legendary. He mostly says legendary signing called Tsunade. This is where the person that was kind of like who definitely threw the ball in and all that, who was kind of being the host of this, is saying, Tsunade, you must be talking about the legendary sucker. Yeah, we did see her. She's still somewhere in this casino place, kid. If you're looking for her, she's probably at the bar, I'm guessing. She probably lost a lot of money. This is where Naruto nodded, and this is where the ball, when Naruto nodded, the ball just landed on 21 perfectly, just angle in there. This is where everyone said, "Fuck." Like all the adults just say, "Fuck." This is where the host just says, "Damn, this kid just won tons of fucking money." Okay, kid, well, you got, let's say, so they bet 1 million, 2 billion, 2 billion, 2 million, 3 million, that 20 million, someone else to bet some money. You have about 25 million 500K. Yeah, you have that much now, kid. Here you go. Got them. Your luck is incredible. Bye. This is where the host decided to walk away and all that. Everyone is right now crying, even the rich dude, because he was like, he was so confident until Naruto's luck just said, "Hey, let me just smack the shit out of you and give the money towards Naruto." So even though Naruto has a specialty to be enraged and get power, that doesn't mean he wasn't blessed by the god of the god of luck. So yeah, Naruto was kind of blessed by the god of luck. So yeah. So of course this is where Naruto just walks away with money and all that. He's just fucking rich now. And of course this is where he looks at Ino. Ino says, "So you found information on Tsunade?" Naruto says, "Yeah, and I found also, well, not found, mostly I got money in the in the table or whatever. I got 25 million Rio, and also 500K, like 25 million 500K Rio, or not Rio, yen." That's where widened her eyes and says, "That's a lot of money. How? What, are you blessed by the god of luck also?" Naruto says, "I might be. I don't know." And this is where Red says, is he blessed by the god of luck?" This is where Kurama says, "I don't fucking know. This kid can make us rich." Red keeps telling him to go to different what's it called? Tell him to go to one of the machines and see if his luck is actually going to mess around with the machine. So Red says, "Okay, Kurama, are you also a gambling addict?" This is where Kurama says, "No, no, 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 no. That's not the point." This is where Red says, "Okay, I'm not gonna tell him that. That's where Kurama said, "Come on, Red. He listens to you. He listens to you more. Just tell him." That's where Red says, "It's fine, 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 fine." That's where he tells Naruto in his mindscape to go to one of the machines, just test it out a little bit. And this is where Naruto, he goes to this machine that's like all gold and all that, and says that if you get 3 sevens, you will like win this much money, like 30 million yen or something. Or I'm gonna say it's not 30 million, 55 million yen. No, yeah, you want 55. This is where Naruto, he just like slots the machine, and of course it's just going around, and of course this is where Ino says, "God damn it, Naruto, don't waste the money." This is where Naruto says, "I'm not." This is where it hits a 7, it hits another 7. Ino is seeing this, and because she looked away and then saw back to Naruto and saw 2 sevens, and then it hit it hit a 1 and then turned into a 7. This is where it just goes bling bling bling. We have a winner, and of course Naruto just gets 55 million yen. This is where Kurama widened his eyes and even Red. This is where Kurama says, "Keep making him go in the machine. Do it, do it." This is where Red says, "No, we're not wasting that much money. We don't know. We don't even know if he's blessed by the god of luck. If he is, then goddamn. But if he's not, we're not testing this." This is where Naruto has already now. He has about 95 million plus the 500k and all that. And yeah, this is where Naruto is just going to the bar and all that. And he sees, well, the bartender, he sees this blonde hair girl, and well, what's it called? Blonde hair girl with the diamond on her forehead, someone with black hair, and a pig. This is where Naruto is guessing that is Tsunade because, well, he did get a description from Jiraiya. Jiraiya's description was blonde hair girl with green eyes, big chest, and looks very nice. That's how Jiraiya explained it. Naruto, he's guessing that it's Tsunade, so of course he walks towards them and says hello there. This is where Tsunade looks up and sees this blonde haired boy with red kind of highlights a little bit around what's called the spikes of his hair and all that. This is where Tsunade says, "Who are you, little brat? And also, why are there little brats in this casino place? There shouldn't be." This is where Naruto says, "That doesn't matter if I am here or not. I want you to come back to the village." This is where Tsunade laughs and says, "You think I will go back to a Leaf Village?" This is where Ino says, "Please, I want my, what's it called? We have people hurt there, please." This is where Tsunade says, "What, did the old man already bite the dust?" Naruto is kind of getting the tick mark and saying, "No. If you're talking about Hiruzen biting the dust, no. He is not dead." This is where Tsunade is kind of shocked and says, "Huh? Then who's dead?" Naruto says, "Orochimaru." And this is where Tsunade just becomes what's called sober again and just says, "What? That can't be. Impossible. No. Orochimaru, how is he dead?" Naruto says, "You're looking at the person who murdered him. But that's not the point. Where's Jiraiya around here? Jiraiya was around here." This is where Tsunade says, "Ha, a little brat like you murder him? Yeah, I'm gonna refuse to believe that because I refuse to believe a little kid like you murder a legendary Sanin." Ino says, "Yeah, he did. And he's very strong and all that." So she's like trying to prove that Naruto did. But of course Tsunade says, "Yeah, right. If he can win against me on a fight, then I will believe it." But this is where we go outside. So of course it's kind of dark now, and of course Tsunade is just saying, "Come on, little brat, can you defeat me?" So Jiraiya had no luck in finding Tsunade because he was kind of being a pervert instead of going to go find information. And this is where, well, he goes outside and sees Tsunade, Shizune, Naruto, and Ino. Ino is right now standing next to Shizune. And Shizune is saying, "Can you please stop that blonde-haired boy from doing anything crazy?" This is where Ino says, "He got this. Besides, he's very strong. So why would I stop, him from beating up Tsunade?" This is where Shizune is kind of scared for the boy and all that. So, of course, this is where Jiraiya appears and says, "Hey, ladies, I see that something is happening." Naruto says, "So the bet is if you can defeat me, I will give you. He said he lied that he saves all the money that's in his wallet, so he's gonna just say the 10 million because he's not really stupid enough to kind of waste the 95 million on it. And this is where Tsunade's eyes went into money signs. Says bet, kid. And this is where Naruto says, but if you lose this, you are going with us towards, well, the village, so you can become the new god dime. This is where Tsunade kind of grumbles with that and says, whatever. I will only use one finger, and let's see if you can defeat me. This is where Naruto says, fine. This is where Naruto, he covered up his arm and armament, kind of like the rage armament. And this is where, well, the only way he can actually kind of have this is because he somehow just had an instinct to do it. So this is where he rushes at Tsunade, and Tsunade was confused with the red kind of coated arm and energy. That's where Tsunade just ignores it and just decides to try to punch at, well, not punch, kind of hit Naruto with a finger. And this is where the two attacks kind of collided. And of course, this is where Tsunade's finger kind of feels like it broke a little bit. And this is where she jumps back and then slams the ground with her punch instead. And this is where Naruto just realized that she was lying and kind of, well, using one finger. This is where, well, Tsunade, she heals her finger and says, what the hell is this kid? This is where Naruto's rushing at Tsunade. Now, Naruto covered up all, like, his 4 body parts, like his arm, his 2 arms and his 2 legs with armament, with rage armament. So, of course, this is where he's right now trying to kick and punch at Tsunade. And Tsunade is dodging and she's saying, damn it, this little brat. This is where she decides to try to punch at Naruto. Naruto blocked it with his, well, 2 arms in X shape. And this is where both his arms kind of felt like they got punched by a cement brick and all that. Or not a cement brick, a brick wall. And this is where, well, he's right now just like, oh, son of a bitch. His arms are right now shaking and all that. He's like, damn it. This is where he kind of, well, he says, I'm not giving up. The old man needs to retire. Because, well, that bastard really does need to retire. He's too old. This is where Naruto says, I won't give up. This is where he has, where his eyes go slick red. And, well, he goes into his first kind of rage state form. Into having the one tails kind of like QB chakra form and all that. And, of course, this is where Naruto, he like rushes Tsunade, and Tsunade was kind of shocked to realize that Naruto's, well, the nitrogen jerky, and she gets punched in the stomach and goes, damn it, this is bad. Naruto then like axe kicks her into the ground, and this is where Naruto says, you will be the new Hokage. This is where she says, I refuse. All the Hokages that are, well, decide to become the Hokage, they all die because of their foolish job. This is where Naruto says, what did you say, bitch? This is where Tsunade says, screw you, you brat, punches at Naruto. But Naruto, when that punch collide, and of course he remembers all the Hokages that gave up their life. But of course Hiruzen didn't die because he refused to let the old man die. He said, I won't give up. Because he still respects the 4 Hokage and all that, because he doesn't know that's his father or anything. And says, I won't give up. This is where Naruto, with one hand in his right hand, and still kind of be in this QB chakra form and all, he makes a Rasengan, but not just any Rasengan, a red Rasengan. And this is where Naruto also kind of added fire chakra without even noticing it. It's because of the QB cloak. Since the QB cloak is somewhat like heat and all that, like fire and all that, and since his rage is also kind of like heat and fire, it actually transformed his Rasengan into a red Rasengan because of the QB power and all that, and the rage, but also into a fire Rasengan. So it's red and fire Rasengan. And this is where Naruto slams it into Tsunade. And this is where Tsunade goes flying into, well, 3 walls and a building, through the building, into another 3 walls, and it's not knocked the fuck out. This is where Shizune, Ino, and Jiraiya are just like, all their like jaws out the ground. And this is where, well, Rage said, Karama says, did he just added a nature infinity into the Rasengan? This is where Naruto says, I'm gonna say he did, which I'm gonna ignore. This is where Kurama says, "Why?" Well, then again, it'd be cool for him to keep learning that, but you see here, that thing was a little too dangerous, don't you think? Kurama says, "That is true." Well, we should probably train more with the Rasengan. This is where Kurama nodded, and this is where, well, Red just goes into Naruto's Pacific, or not, we go into Naruto, and Naruto, he's out of the chakra cloak and cubic cloak, and also his arms went back to normal. This is where he falls unconscious again. The next day happens, Tsunade, she wakes up, she lost, she's having to become the new god dime, and Naruto, he is going to the village by being carried by Tsunade, and also giving the necklace to Naruto, the green necklace. Green necklace. Blah. I can't fucking say it right now. But yeah, this is where, well, they go towards the village. And yeah, this is where Jiraiya is shocked. And of course, this is where when he tries to ask Ino about Naruto and if they're kind of dating already. This is where Tsunade punched him straight in the head, knocking his ass out and saying, just ignore him. But seriously, are you and this boy kind of... This is where Ino just like shaked her head multiple times and blushing at the same time and saying, no, 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 no. This is where, well, Tsunade kind of like curious a little bit because this is the Yamanaka. And of course, well, kind of met Ino being the Yamanaka and all that. And this is, well, the kid that she's carrying and all that, is Naruto Uzumaki. This is where, well, they get to the village, and of course, this is where they get to the tower, and Tsunade becomes the new god dime. Now, of course, she decides to see what Naruto's rank is in the village and all, and he is Chunin rank. This is where she says, bullshit, he should be more than just Chunin rank. This is where she looks at, well, Hiruzen, and says, did you really just put him Chunin rank? You could have put him Jonin rank. This is where Hiruzen says, he's a kid. I'm still kind of a little worried even if he goes into Jonin rank. Tsunade just grumbles and says, whatever. You're an old man, so stop being so stubborn. This is where, well, Hiruzen says, whatever, you're now the god dime. Bye, I'm going to sleep. So yeah, Hiruzen disappeared and all that. And yeah, this is where, well, we go into Naruto kind of, what's it called? Just waking up in his bed. And of course, he just wonders, what the fuck happened? Whatever. So, of course, this is where we go into a couple weeks. Naruto keeps training, using his own Rasengan. Tsunade did heal Kakashi, Sasuke, the Yumo prick, Rock Lee, the best fucking character. No, just kidding. But, he's truly there. I would say that he would be kind of my favorite character and all that, because this man trained to be the strongest. But yeah. What's it called? Also, what's it called? I feel like anime. Let me first kind of... Don't you think Rock Lee would be able to beat Ishiki, since Ishiki can like absorb chakra and all that? Wouldn't Rock Lee be the...
We don't use chakra, so...
Yeah. He would. Lee be using these hands.
Facts.
His hands are rated E for everyone. Even the gods can get it. But yeah. So yeah, let me go back into the what if. So when Rock Lee kind of wakes up, he he still has to go through a surgery and all that. So yeah. But Ino is actually there because she's actually pretty good with herbs and all that. And of course, she does like summon the sunflower and all that to see if she can heal Rock Lee and all that. Finds out that the what's it called, chance of Rock Lee's surgery to going well is now a higher chance because of Ino's kind of healing ability with the giant sunflower. But yeah, of course, Ino was about to pass out until Naruto caught her and says, don't ever do that again because you will pass out again. But yeah, now, Rock Lee has a higher chance and actually does get out of the hospital before Sasuke goes and becomes rogue. Do you still want Sasuke to become rogue or what?
right now I'm kind of just debating on it because I mean, if we needed like Naruto to have like a main villain, we could easily just make one. Honestly,
Yeah, we can just make Sasuke the main villain.
yeah, it could really be anything. I don't know.
Or do you just want
What you think?
to or do you just want to like make Sasuke find out about how Itachi is in the village being held as a prisoner or what?
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Okay.
See his reaction.
So, instead of Sasuke going rogue at the day and all that because of Sound 4 and Orochimaru are big rip dead because of Naruto, um Sasuke kind of went to Kakashi, and this is where Kakashi still wraps him up and all that, and Sasuke he managed to get out, and of course no one did give him any offers because not Haruzen, Orochimaru is dead, the Sound 4 are dead, so they won't be going after him. Uh, I think we never mentioned about Kabuto. Did we ever kill Kabuto?
Yeah.
I think
I don't think we ever did.
yeah. So Kabuto, I'm gonna say that. So Kabuto, he never died in the war. He found out his master died and all that. So he joined up with the Akatsu's. So of course he is now with the Akatsu's, but he is still kind of like a spy ninja and all that for what's called the Akatsu's and all that. So yeah, of course this is where he kind of goes to the Leaf Village and all that, and still finds Sasuke because he wants Sasuke to join the Akatsu's because the Masked Man kind of told him and all that. And of course how what's called Kasami Itachi got captured by the Leaf Village, so it's a big mess up. So yeah, so he wants another person like Sasuke to come into the Akatsu's because that's what Obito wants. So of course when Kabuto gets there and sees that Kakashi left, that's where he says, "Hello there, Sasuke." Sasuke says, "Kabuto, what are you doing here?" This is where Kabuto says, "I have an offer for you, and I have an offer that you won't be able to pass up. You see here, I want you to join me in something called the Akatsu's that your brother was in, but the problem is he's not in it no more. He is working with, or not working with Konoha. He is captured by Konoha. And the only way for you to save him or kill him is by you joining this group of the Akatsu's. Would you like to join?" This is where Sasuke said, "For power, to kill my brother. But my brother's here now. Ah, where is he at anyway? He's in prison. He, well, from the medical stats that I found out, he only has one eye." This is where Sasuke says, "What happened to his other one?" This is where Kabuto's confused. Everyone's confused why Itachi only has one eye. They don't know why he only has one eye. That's where Naruto, when he was training and all that, when he was training with Ino, for some reason, this is where Naruto's eyes went red. Like, both of his eyes went red. And then they just, like, switch. So, of course, instead of being red, what's it called? So, we go into Naruto's eyes. So, Naruto's eyes, they become black instead. They become black with red tomoes. So, of course, they have the three tomoes. And, of course, this is where it kind of also becomes a Monekyo. So, of course, it is Itachi's, MS. And, of course, this is where, Itachi's MS is just reverse color. So, instead of being kind of red and black, it's, the design is red and the outside is black. Okay. So, yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto's eyes start bleeding a little bit. But, of course, he looks at Ino. Ino says, "What is wrong, Naruto?" This is where Naruto says, "I don't know. My eyes just hurt really bad." This is where Ino says, "Don't use them then." This is where she says, "Close them at least." This is where Naruto, he does. And this is where Ino says, "Are they fine?" This is where Naruto says, "I guess." This is where he opens them and it just shows, Itachi's MS. Of course, this is where, since that is the thing that happened, we go into kind of Sasuke find out that his brother has no eye, and he was actually brought in with Kabuto towards the cell. Now this is where Itachi says, "Don't listen to him, Sasuke. He tried to talk and all that, but he was weakened." This is where Sasuke says, "You bastard! You kill our clan, and you are just expecting me to not trust people?" In how should I say, 4 years, I will come back to this village. I will destroy you and this village, and that fucking aster with blonde hair. I don't care about anyone. I will become strong enough to destroy this place. Because, well, he still did kind of heard the story from, well, Itachi about what he did to the place and all. But yeah. Well, not Itachi and all, but Itachi didn't want to tell him the story. But, of course, is where both Kabuto and, Sasuke disappear and were leaving. So, of course, no one actually know that, well, Sasuke left. Some of the council members kind of figure out that Sasuke left without even finding out that he left. So, of course, this is where Tsunade just realized that Sasuke left. And the last message that was left there was, well, he was seen with a person with a Akatsu robe. So, this is where Tsunade kind of was shocked to believe that Sasuke Uchiha, the last Uchiha, well, except for his brother, has just went rogue. And, well, kind of went with the Akatsus. So, yeah. This is where we go into Naruto. Naruto shows his eyes, and of course, where Ino says, "The Sharingan." But how? This is where Naruto says, "I don't know exactly." Now, of course, not both his eyes are Sharingan. I meant to say his left eye, because his right eye actually has a dojutsu instead. So, of course, with that happening, we go into Naruto. He is, well, kind of being told to find Sasuke Uchiha. But, of course, this is where every kind of, like, the Konoha 12 still goes and finds him. That doesn't really happen because, well, Sasuke disappeared without a trace. So, yeah. Now, this is where we go into the Akatsuki. Now, the Akatsuki finds out that Naruto's way too strong and they need someone. So, of course, this is where, do you want to... Anime.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to, like, talk about, what was the character you were talking about?
Oh, yeah. So, basically, the Akatsuki realized, well, Pain specifically realizes that Naruto Uzumaki has been becoming a problem as of lately, and they need a counter to him. So he sends off a few of the Akatsuki members to go find a man by the name of Amato, as they've heard that he has a pretty good record of making androids or very strong people. So they seek Amato and eventually find him as they confront him in his lab. As at first Amato's reluctant to help them out, he eventually decides he'd do it since he wants a pretty good project to make, and from what they want, this seems to be a pretty hard thing to make. So Amato does tell them, you know that this isn't going to be easy, right? With Pain realizing, yes, it won't.
Wait, let me pause a little first. Okay, it's back.
But basically, Amato does say that to make this android weapon, I'm gonna need a human sacrifice for a human. Can't just make one out of nowhere. That's not what I specialize in. Wait, hold. Alright.
No. Yeah, we're back. You were at the part where Amaru wanted.
And pause for a minute. Who could sacrifice themselves since it obviously can't be.
You're breaking up.
Gone.
There. I am pausing.
So, Amato tells the Akatsuki that they need human sacrifice in order to make this sun. As Pain ponders for a minute, thinking who could be It obviously can't be him because he's the leader. Itachi would have been a good idea, but he's dead, or from what they know, or in prison, so it can't be him. As an idea finally comes to his head, as he realized he had sent Kabuto earlier that day to go retrieve Sasuke. And realizing the two have some chemistry, so he is a little familiar with Naruto. As Pain volunteers Sasuke, telling him, Sasuke Uchiha, younger brother Itachi Uchiha. I know he's still young and all, but he has the potential. As Yamato says, well, you chose, just to let you know. When I'm done doing my work, can't change it after. Like, there's nothing I can do to fix that, so you might want to think that over. As Pain tells him, I'm sure. As we continue on later that day, as Sasuke finally arrives with Kabuto behind him. As he looks around the place, seeing that it looks to be somewhat of a dungeon or a laboratory, as he's confused, what the hell is this place, and what are these things, and is this a lab? As Kabuto looks at him and says, no shit, Sherlock, what do you think? As Sasuke picks up a test tube of sorts, as Yamato comes up from the corner telling him, you might want to put that down, that could kill you. Sasuke says, alright, no time for talk. Well, I know why I'm here. How can I get stronger? So I can kill that blonde idiot. I can get revenge on the village. How? Because I mean, I don't think becoming a scientist is gonna fucking help me now, is it? As Pain emerges from the underworld, telling Sasuke, calm down, boy, or things could happen to you. As Sasuke realizes the presence of Pain is pretty powerful, and decides to sit this one out, realizing if he tests Pain, bad things can happen. As Pain proceeds to tell Sasuke that the only way he'll be able to compete with Naruto Uzumaki's with cybernetic enhancements. Sasuke is a little confused. As Pain proceeds to tell him, well, we've gathered a few data on a few ninjas, such as, well, let's see, Kakashi on this side of it, Obito Uchiha, though he's died years ago, so his data will be useless. And we have data for many others. So, I think it's about time to start, as he appears behind Sasuke and knocking him out. As about a few hours later, after programming all the information and upgrading Sasuke with cybernetic enhancements, Sasuke wakes up later, just really confused with a headache. As suddenly, stuff starts to rush to his head as he wakes up. With all these new cybernetic enhancements, Sasuke feels a lot more powerful and smarter. As he has this little database thing where he can look up stuff about his opponent's life. Let's say he wanted to know Kakashi's weaknesses and like that. He could do that. He could look that up. As long as it's in his database. Like said person is in his database. Like, let's say Naruto isn't in his database. He can't look up Naruto. As Yamato seems to be smiling proudly at his work on what he had done and created, as the Uchiha voice seems pretty strong. But Pain sighs, saying, you did good, Yamato. We want him to be able to destroy the Leaf Village. Sure, he can compete with the Uzumaki now, but he needs training. Well, Yamato tells him, replying back, that isn't that your job to train him? As Pain says, Itachi's dead, so I guess it seems I'll do it myself. As we fast forward a few hours later, back in the Leaf Village, as Naruto is laying down, trying to explore, trying to figure out what to do. As suddenly a dryad emerges. Wait, yo, Lord Potato.
Huh?
Do you want to do a filler arc before we do the time skip?
Sure. Which one?
Maybe we could do the filler arc where Naruto. You remember that one where Naruto and Naruto, Sakura, and Lee went somewhere? I think, and they were protecting some person.
Wait. Okay. Which one? Like the one that they went to go protect some kid and some prince?
Yeah, I think that was it.
I don't really. I didn't watch the movie fully. I was gonna do like a filler for that and another what if, but I didn't watch it fully. So.
Or we could do Road to you remember Road to Ninja where they meet the alternate versions of themselves?
Alternate versions?
Yeah, it's like you remember Menma?
Oh yeah, Menma.
Like the alternate universe? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Where everyone meets alternate versions of themselves.
Yeah, we can do that. Like they kind of get. Huh?
I thought you said something about that. Alright, so alright, so one day, as Naruto, Shikamaru, and Ino are all at the training ground, as suddenly a portal emerges out of nowhere. As they slowly start to get sucked into said portal.
Wait, can I say one thing?
They start floating.
In that portal, this is where Zoro comes out of nowhere because he's lost.
Yup.
When you say portal, I went like Zoro.
That was a good one.
But yeah, continue on.
Oh yeah. As they see this green man floating through space with them, they ask, "Who's are you?" As he says, "You're not Luffy. I was trying to meet up with Luffy," as before he can continue, he gets sucked into another portal. As they all shrug it off, as suddenly they appear seemingly back in Konoha, but they look around, and it looks a little different than Konoha. As they see Sasuke, but this isn't the Sasuke they know. Because this Sasuke is actually happy and a player. Like, that doesn't seem right to them as they walk up to Sasuke. As Naruto asks him, Sasuke, emo crick, what are you doing? And since when do you smile? As as Sasuke, what you talking about, bro? I smile all the time, especially when I'm around the ladies. As Naruto getting a headache from the Sasuke already, punches the shit out of him, knocking him out. As Ino and Shikamaru decide to go look around, as they all split up for a little bit. Naruto does find Kakashi, but this isn't the Kakashi he knows. This Kakashi, he's like Gojo. Yo, Lord Potato, you remember Gojo, right?
I was thinking straight up like Gojo also. I was just thinking his mask's on his eyes instead.
Yeah. As Naruto walked up to him and said, "Hey, yo, Kakashi Sensei, what the hell? But since when do you not wear your mask? And wait, how can you even see?" As Kakashi says, "What you talking about, Naruto? My mask is always like this. Are you alright? Like, I got here early to train. You guys are late, like always. I literally got here an hour early." As Naruto's confused as hell, trying to figure out, alright. So, this is what I can make up of this situation. We get sucked into a portal. We meet a happy Sasuke. Kakashi wears a mask on his eyes. There's gotta be another dimension. Because Naruto thinks, alright, the only way to see is if I fight Kakashi. As he suddenly charges at Kakashi, and Kakashi suddenly does something that scared the holy shit out of Naruto. Kakashi did Rasen. But it wasn't no normal Rasen though.
Were you just about to say he's gonna do a Rasengan?
Yeah. I was gonna say he's gonna do a whatchamacallit. A green Rasengan.
Oh my god. You should have said for Zoro, you should have said, oh, they met this green hair guy and this guy just said, you lost? You need directions?
Yeah, that would have been good. As Naruto decides, okay, I'm just gonna go find, Shikamaru, because this is the bullshit right here, because that shouldn't be legal. As he runs away, looking for Ino and Shikamaru, as Shikamaru comes across Asuma, but here's the thing, Asuma isn't smoking. Instead of smoking, Asuma is drinking sake, a lot of sake, and he's gambling, which is weird, because right next to him is Tsunade, who was smoking. And Shikamaru just passes out, since it's a total drag. And we go with Ino, as she finds something that was impossible, something she didn't even think would ever exist. Sakura being useful. It was a weird thing, as suddenly they all get sucked back in by the portal, and as they're floating by, they come across another man. Wait, is that the same guy they see? Hold up. As they talk to him, say, who are you? And Zoro says, hey, I can give you guys some directions, they see that he's still lost.
Wait, can I say something? I feel like really just giving what's called Enma, the sword that Zoro has to Naruto for no reason.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. As Zoro actually gives Naruto a little gift, a sword. As Naruto takes it, and suddenly the green guy disappears, and they appear back into their place. As they are totally confused. Very, very confused. Okay, that was a little fun, short little arc, though. I'm gonna hold you.
Yeah, it's just like Zoro shows up and says, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
So, you want me to go on, or?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. So after that arc, this is where, Naruto's confused with the sword. He just says, I guess I should have thanked the green hair guy. Why did he give me the sword? This is what both of them says, you don't even use sword style. Naruto says, whoop, time to learn how to use. This is where both of them just like shake their head. Of course, this is where they are terrified because, they saw a lot of weird shit in that world. Naruto sees a happy Sasuke, also being a fucking playboy, a Kakashi that looks straight up like Gojo instead of Kakashi, and also had a Rasengan. Ino, who saw Sasuke being useful and she wanted to bleach her eyes. And Shikamaru just saw Asuma smoking, Tsunade, not Asuma smoking, Tsunade smoking, and Asuma just drinking and gambling. And yeah, we should have mentioned about Choji. Anime. Also, what's it called? Shikamaru also did found Choji, but Choji was not eating. Choji was just he just looked at Shikamaru, kind of waved at him and said, "Hey, Shikamaru, I'm just being a good person and just working out and all that." Uh, this is where Shikamaru just never wants to see again Choji kind of starve himself to death. He's gonna buy him lots of meat. But yeah, all of them were scarred. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto shakes his head and says, "What the hell? Whatever." This is where all of them decides to just walk back home. Especially Naruto and Ino just walk together because Ino is just terrified. This is where Shikamaru just decides to go home because it's too much of a drag. But he does gotta buy what's called meat for Choji. But yeah. Now, of course, Sasuke did still cry, blah blah blah, about what's called Sasuke-kun being gone and blah blah blah. Of course, the next day, yeah, it happens. Now, of course, it's where, well, Jiraiya appears in front of what's called Naruto's kind of like window of, well, the kitchen. And instead of like, what's it called, opening the kitchen window, he breaks in. It's where Naruto reacts fast enough, like really fucking fast, because he was sleeping on his couch because that's how tired he was and confused and a lot of things. This is where he woke up, makes a red Rasengan, and just blasts Jiraiya with it. This is where Jiraiya managed to substitute, and that was what's it called, well, Naruto's kind of like couch, and this is where Naruto says, "My couch! You fucking white haired pervert!" This is where Jiraiya says, "Wait, Naruto. I just wanted to tell you, we're going on a 4-year times, well, I mean, not 4-year, a 4-year training thing and all that, for you to train and become stronger. So yeah." Naruto says, "No thanks." Jiraiya says, "What? What do you mean? I get to train you, I get to teach you new jutsus, I get to do this and that." Naruto says, "I refuse to believe you're gonna train me. I feel like you're not gonna train me. Instead, you're going to multiple things to be a fucking pervert for. And yeah, I'm not gonna try to be a pervert like you." That's where Jiraiya said, "Come on, Naruto, come on, I'm your godfather. You gotta listen to me." This is where Jiraiya just gets punched in the stomach because Naruto, he fully just punched him in the stomach and say, "Screw you, old man." This is where Naruto, he ran out his door and jumped off the, what's it called, railing off the, well, he's on like the 3rd floor and all that. He lands on the ground and doesn't hurt that much because he done this before. And yeah, and now he's running. Jiraiya wakes up, gets up, and says, "No, Naruto, get back here." So it's mostly Naruto running towards the Hokage to wonder what the fuck is Jiraiya just kind of, how should I say, why the fuck is he here? And trying to get him to the 4-year time skip and all that. That's where, well, he gets to the Hokage office, and of course is where he sees the secretary, and the secretary glares at him. Naruto flips her off and doesn't give 2 fucks. That's where Naruto rushes up. The secretary is pissed at him. That's where Jiraiya appears and says, "Where's Naruto?" That's where the secretary looks up and says, "Up there." That's where Jiraiya says, "Okay, shit, I can't let him get it to tell Tsunade because Tsunade would probably not agree with this shit." This is where, well, Naruto, he's close to the door of the office and all that. He's about to open it, well, about to get like the door handle and all that, until Jiraiya appears and says, "Hey, Naruto, I can't let you do that." This is where Naruto's arms were so close to it. And of course, he can't like move because Jiraiya has his arm. It's where Naruto says, "I need to warn Tsunade." Jiraiya says, come on, Naruto, it's fine. We're gonna be trying a lot of things." This is where Naruto says, "No!" He actually managed to make a chakra extended arm by like, well, his rage self because he doesn't want to be a pervert and all that. And he opens the door, like the door kind of opens and all that with like slides, like what's called, it just widens. This is Tsunade seeing Jiraiya having Naruto's arm, and Naruto just struggling trying to open the door. Tsunade, she appears right in front of Jiraiya and punch him right in the face, saying, "What the hell are you doing?" Naruto says, "Thank you, Tsunade." This is where Tsunade says, "What was happening anyway?" This is where Naruto says, "Jiraiya is trying to make me a pervert like him." Jiraiya stands back up and says, "No, that is not the case." Tsunade says, "Tell me one reason I shouldn't send you to hell." And this is where, well, Jiraiya says, "Wait, Tsunade, wait. Let me just say something." Also, Tsunade didn't recognize the sword that Naruto has. Well, not recognize. She just realized that Naruto had a sword and says, "Where did you get that sword?" Naruto says, good question. I have no clue. I don't remember. Naruto can remember that, well, whole parallax universe or whatever in the portal, and also the green hair boy. I mean, not green hair boy, the green hair man with scars, and he just doesn't want to talk about it. He just does not want to talk about it. Seeing Sasuke being happy is the worst sight to ever see. God, he would rather bleach his eyes than see him smiling. That was the worst thing for Naruto to see. But this is where, well, Naruto says, I just got the sword at my doorstep, that's all. This is where Naruto says, interesting, but you're not a samurai. Naruto says, I can try to be a samurai. This is where Jiraiya says, I know the perfect samurai to train Naruto in, well, how to use a katana. This is where Naruto says, please help me. He's scary. This is where Tsunade says, Jiraiya, I'm not gonna make him become a pervert like you. So tell me one good reason I shouldn't punch you straight to Satan's doorstep. This is where Jiraiya pales and say, wait, I'm being serious. I just want to train Naruto in the 4th year because the Akatsu's are going to be coming after him because he's the Jinchuriki. That's all I want to do. This is where Tsunade looks at Naruto and then she like sighs and says, Naruto, you do have to train so no Akatsu members will go after you. Naruto does not and says, but can I have like a whole list of how Jiraiya tried to make me a perv and give it to you when I came back into the 4th year? And this is where Tsunade thinks about it and she nods, and of course Jiraiya pales and says, why you brat? He like thinks in his mind like, no, you're not supposed to do that. This is where Tsunade just says, keep me updated. Don't let what's it called Jiraiya make you a pervert. And also, don't read those books that Jiraiya tries to give you, okay? Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto goes to his house, and Tsunade, she says, where are you going, Jiraiya? We gotta have a long talk about this 4-year training. So, you better teach that boy how to become stronger and not be a pervert like you are, a corrupt person like you are. Now, if he becomes a pervert, I'm gonna send you straight to Satan's doorstep. Open his door and throw your ass in there. And I hope he burns all your books. As far as Jiraiya says, yes, Tsunade, yes. I won't make him. Don't kill me. This is where, well, Tsunade says, good. Now go and leave. This is where he says, yeah. And of course Naruto, he just gets prepared to like, well, pack up a lot of things, even his katana, the emerald katana. This is where he opens it. Well, when he opens it, his like arm just starts getting sucked in and all that, because well, he has what's called red rage chakra and all that of the armor, and of course it gets sucked in and all that and becomes kind of red. And that's where Naruto, he tested it and he just slashed in the air and it just cuts the air and cuts a cloud. This is where Naruto says, holy shit. This is where Naruto says, give me back my fucking chakra, you bastard. And of course, this is where Emma does, and of course, it's where he puts it back. Well, puts back Emma. Now, of course, it's where Naruto says it's gonna be difficult to learn how to use that sword, but very worthy. So this is where, well, Naruto gets back home. Of course, he gets a lot of things and does go meet his friends and his 2 teammates, like Shikamaru and Ino, and tells them that he has to go train with his godfather and all that. Of course, Ino says, I'm gonna be sad because, well, I'm gonna miss you for 4 years. This is where Naruto says, don't worry, Ino, I'll be back. This is where, well, Ino said, yeah. And this is where Shikamaru says, this is such a drag. This is where Naruto says, also, Shikamaru, if you don't train, I'm about to send you to the grave with my godfather. This is where Shikamaru pales and says, what, why? And Naruto says, because you gotta be stronger and stop being a lazy fuck. It's where he then tells Ino, make sure that he doesn't become lazier than normal. It's where what's it called? Well, Ino says, yeah, I know. And that's where she looks at Shikamaru and she like pops her like knuckles, and then Shikamaru pales and says, "Wait, he said in 4 years doesn't mean you gotta do it right now." Says, "Too bad, Shikamaru. Let's go train." This is Shikamaru pales, and he just goes into like darkness into an alleyway, and he just jumps into the darkness, jumps into his room because his room is full of darkness, and yeah, he just teleported. It's like a wormhole that he can do. And this is where he is tired of chakra and he just goes to sleep. He says, "Yeah, little fuck, I'm gonna fucking make him train." So yeah, of course, this is where Naruto is going towards the gate and all that, and Jiraiya is there. Jiraiya says, let's do this, kid. Let's go into your 4-year training. So wait, Anime, do you wanna like talk about what is gonna happen, or like
what for like what happens in the time skip, or like the training?
the training, or do we just want to do a time skip and just go with Naruto being 17 already?
Well, we can do a few things with the training just to see.
Okay, so let me go. So with Naruto, of course, this is how Naruto is 13 when he left the village and all that with Jiraiya and all that. So of course, this is where Naruto, he is right now just kind of trying to learn the Rasengan, get more advanced techniques. Jiraiya gave him paper to put chakra, and what Jiraiya, his eyes widened, was the fact that Naruto has all 5 chakra natures, and even a 6th one. He has water, earth, fire, lightning, and wind, and that 6th one is, well, just red, just, how should I say, it is, well, it's just fire, but instead of being fire, it's kind of melt. It's lava. So Naruto has lava release. But yeah, he was confused how Naruto has that, but then again, he can think about it, and then he just says, "Never mind, I should probably not talk." So yeah, also Naruto's fire chakra is very freaking high than any of the other infinities. His wind chakra is 2nd, his lightning chakra is 3rd, his water and earth are like 4th and 5th, or well, his lava chakra is like, it's just up there with fire, but yeah. Now, of course, is where Naruto's trying to learn how to put other chakra infinities into the Rasengan. Like wind, or what they call water, or earth, or, well, he already knows how to use fire. Or what's called lightning, or yeah. Or even lava. He's thinking now. He's thinking that he can use it against Jiraiya. So yeah. Also, what's it called? He does talk to Red and even what's called Kurama, and Red does tell him about that there's different forms you will probably get merged with the Nine-Tails power, so yeah. But with that happening, yeah. Now, of course, also Naruto's gonna be learning how to use his, katana by a samurai that Jiraiya actually met and all that. And so the samurai does teach him how to use the katana, and actually does tell him how to use, different styles. Naruto made his own style, so yeah. It's called, the rage style. It's where he kind of uses his rage mode to kind of, use the katana to increase his speed and all that, and even his power. So yeah, he kind of just puts all that like raw anger and strength and power into Enma to kind of make it stronger and cut through anything easier. So yeah, but we go into that 4-year time skip. So Naruto comes back to the village when he's like 17. Now of course he is taller than what's called original canon, because original canon he would be like 5'6", I think so. But in this one, I'm gonna say he's like 6 already. He's like Gojo's height right now. You just want to make him like Gojo's height, or what?
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Naruto short.
Yeah, he's shorter than everyone. Like, goddamn.
Facts. Like, I don't know why Kishimoto did him like that.
Yeah, did him fucking dirty. So yeah, Naruto's gonna be what's called Gojo's height, being 6 feet, and also his hair, what's it called? His hair is red, of course, with yellow and all that. So what it kind of looks like, think of it like Right Goku's hair being kind of like reddish, yellowish and all that. So yeah. Also, Naruto's eyes. Well, his right eye, he has the dojutsu that I mentioned that's called the Rage Renegon. And well, the other one is well his Sharingan that he has, and it's called the Reverse, which Red just says let's just call it the Reverse Sharingan because it's reverse colors. That's where Naruto says sure, why not? Oh shit, wait. So let's so we go into Naruto being back in the village. So of course everything is changed from him. Now of course he doesn't wear orange clothing no more. He wears well red clothing, red crimson clothing, just like Red does. Since Red like changed his preference from orange to well orange and blue to kind of crimson red with black. So yeah. Now of course Naruto also kind of likes the purple that's on well the katana and all that. And of course, he does have some purple on him and all that, and does kind of remind him of Ino and all that. So yeah. Now, of course, this is where Naruto, he is back in the village, and of course, he doesn't like scream out saying yeah that he's back. He's kind of calm and does kind of just body flicker towards well the nearest person that he can find out. And well, he finds well Ino talking to Sasakura, and Sasakura is still depressed because of Sasuke, whatever bullshit. And of course, Team Kakashi, what's it called? I should also mention, Sasakura did not actually became what's called the medical ninja for well Tsunade. Instead, that would be Ino, and of course also Hinata, since you know Hinata needs to be developed more and all that. So of course, well.
Yeah, I thought you said something. My bad.
No. What the call? So Hinata is actually also training in medical jutsu and all that. And of course, well, it should be a healer in her team, not just a supporter with her eyes and all that. So of course, yeah. Now, with both of them kind of doing that, Sasakura is being kind of useless, and she actually stopped being a ninja halfway through when she like 14 and all that. So of course, the only teammate that Kakashi has is Choji, and he just realized that his team is well already torn apart. So yeah, I just don't like Sasakura. Like just put her into a civilian. Yeah. So of course this is where well, we go into Naruto kind of teleporting right in front of well Ino and Hinata. Hinata and Ino were talking about the well medical jutsu they were kind of performing and all that, or like herbs and all that. And Naruto appears right in front of Ino, and of course is where Naruto he just hugs Ino. Ino is confused who the heck this person is. Why is this person really tall, and why is he hugging her? So this is where Naruto says, "Oh, it's been so long, Ino. It's been 4 years." It's where Ino looks at Naruto and kind of just like kind of blinks her eyes like twice and all that, and she just looks at Naruto and says, "Naruto?" Naruto smiles and says, "Yeah, it's me." This is where Ino kind of jumps on to Naruto and hugs him. This is where, well, Hinata says, "Naruto?" This is where Naruto says, "Ah, Hinata, you look good, I guess." This is where Hinata kind of blushes and yeah. This is where Naruto says, "Ino, how was your 4 years?" That's where Ino says, kind of annoyed because you weren't here with me, but I got it stronger and more powerful. And this is where Naruto says, "Where's Shikamaru?" Shikamaru's at his compound, well, at his, well, clan's compound. Naruto nodded, and so he goes to the clan's compound, and this is where he disappears. This is where he disappears just like how Gojo disappears most of the time. He like appears and disappears. So yeah, this is where Naruto appears right in front of well, Shikamaru kind of playing shogi against well Asuma. This is where well, Asuma just says, make your move, Shikamaru." Shikamaru says, "I will." He was about to like place one of the player things or whatever thing on like to defeat Asuma and something in the shogi game. Until this is where Naruto appears says, "What's up, motherfuckers?" This is where both of them just get startled and Shikamaru like accidentally drops the little freaking thing and all that, the game. And of course, this is where Asuma goes, "What the Naruto? What the hell?" This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, what's good?" This is where Shikamaru says, "Naruto?" This is where they both really thought of Naruto because Naruto was kind of loud a little bit. But this is where they weren't expecting Naruto to just show up and say, "What's good?" And this is where, well, Naruto and Shikamaru, they were like, "Okay, that is kind of annoying." So, of course, this is where, well, um, let's just say. So, Naruto and Shikamaru, they kind of hug each other because, well, they kind of miss each other because mostly Shikamaru misses Naruto and says, "Kid, away from me, she's crazy." And this is where Asuma says, "Yo, kid, so how was the training?" So Naruto says, "Pretty good. I became taller than Shikamaru and Ino. And even almost taller than you, Asuma." Wait, anime, how tall was Asuma again?
I think he's like 5'11", I think. Like 6'1", I don't know.
Actually, let me search that up. So, Asuma is 5'11", while Naruto is 6...
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Hold up. Oh, nah, bro, 6'5".
Oh, shit!
I did not know this man was that tall.
What the hell?
Yeah, let me show you. Apparently in the anime, they showed, like, in the bingo book, or not the bingo book, but, like, the book and stuff, that he was, dang, 6'5", bro?
Wait, what?
Bro was tall.
Okay, what? This... Goddamn, if he's 6'5", he's taller than Kakashi, and Kakashi, I think, was like 5 something.
Yeah.
He's basically the tallest out of everyone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, let me go into Naruto. Naruto says, "I was somewhat taller than you. I'm in 6 feet." This is where Asuma says, "Yes, you are 6 feet, but I'm 6'5". "You're so small, Naruto." Aw. Pat, pat. This is where Naruto kind of just slaps his hand away and says, "Hey, leave me alone." This is where, well, what's it called? Asuma says, "Oh, come on, Naruto. It's adorable. You thought you were gonna be bigger than me." This is where Naruto says, "Oh, screw you." This is where, well, Shikamaru is saying, "This is such a drag. Why? Is height really important?" And this is where, well, Asuma says, "Why, of course, yes, Shikamaru. How else are you gonna get the girls?" This is where Shikamaru says, "I don't care about dating. You and Kurenai are close, but I don't really care. Do I have to be dragged into this?" This is where Naruto says, "Wait, Asuma, are you dating Kurenai, Sensei?" This is where Asuma says, "Why, of course. When you left, I was brave enough to ask her." This is where Shikamaru says, "No, Ino was the one to actually ask Kurenai to go out with Asuma." Shikamaru said, "This is where Asuma just kind of just goes look somewhere else and says, bullshit." This is where Naruto looks at Asuma and says, "Really? So you had it to make Ino be the one to ask Kurenai because you weren't brave enough to do it? Is that what I'm hearing?" This is where Asuma says, "No, that's not what you're hearing. Ignore Shikamaru. He throws the board of shogi at what's it called? Well, Shikamaru, and Shikamaru catches it all pretty fast. And Naruto noticed this and was amazed at Shikamaru's speed now. This is where, well, Shikamaru just says, "Don't throw me that. Don't throw this at me. Just because you weren't confident enough to ask Kurenai out personally, and you had it to get Ino. It's kind of sad, Sensei. It's really sad." Asuma says, "I don't need to be taking this shit from none of you two." This is where he leaves. He just dips. He uses body flicker and just dips. This is where Shikamaru and Naruto just laughs and all that. So yeah, of course, this is where, well, they go towards to find Ino so they can celebrate to kind of like in a shop and all that. This is where Naruto sees Choji, and Choji's on another team and all that. So Choji's gonna be with, well, a team with 2 OC characters and, well, the Sensei Sylvie and Kakashi. Or not 2 OC characters, 1 OC character and Sai. So do you want to like make like what's it called? Since Choji has Sai on his team, what would be the other character? Since Sasuke, she like dropped out and became a civilian.
So maybe I forgot. Hold up, I know his name. Kiba? I don't know.
Kiba's on Team Kurenai still.
Yeah, he's on Team 8. Alright, maybe we should give it OC actually, because I can't really think of one.
Okay, I kind of already thought of one, and her name is what's it called, Raven.
Alright, bet.
Her eyes are kind of red and her hair is black. This is where she uses her weapon specialty is, well, using 2 katana blades, 2 medium katana blades. So yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto sees Choji and says, "Yo, Choji, who the hell are those two?" Sai is the same as normal in like in original canon. He doesn't really have that much character development. And this is where Raven just looks at him, kind of curious, because she'd never seen this person in the village. Because she is kind of new to the village, because she kind of came when Naruto left the village with Jiraiya. So, of course, she is confused. Who is this man? And Choji says, "Naruto, goddamn, you're tall." This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, I gotten taller." This is where, well, Choji said, "Man, you're pretty tall. This is unfair. How are you taller than me?" This is where, well, it's called, Choji was the height of like 5'8", right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, "Cause I ate good." Okay, you can't just complain to me. Leave me alone, Choji. I just got taller, okay? This is where Choji sat and he says, "I'm only 5'8". How are you this taller than me?" This is where Naruto says, "Because I can." Now, not the point. Who are those two? This is where Choji says, "Ah, right. Let me introduce you to my 2 new teammates, Sai, who is also, I guess, an emo prick like Sasuke." This is where Naruto says, "God damn, they really didn't change. They really wanted someone to be emo in, well, Team 7. This is where Choji says, I guess so. Yep, pretty much. This is where, well, also, I just kind of realized something. Gojo's actually 6'3", not 6.
Oh, who?
Gojo.
Kakashi?
No, Gojo. Like, Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's 6'3".
Oh.
Not 6. Well,
he's taller than I thought he was, honestly.
Then again, yeah. Huh. Okay. So do you want to make Naruto 6'3", or do you just want to keep him at 6 feet?
I think we can move him maybe to 6'3".
Okay. So Naruto is like 6'3", and yeah. This is where, well, what's it called? Naruto says, "Then who is her?" This is where he points at the red-eyed girl with black hair. This is where Choji says, "This is Raven." Raven, yeah, I'm not gonna think of the last name because I'm gonna get confused. Raven, and she is from a clan somewhat, or not really a clan, mostly like a priest clan or something like that. I don't really understand them that much. This is where Naruto understands and says, "Interesting, very interesting. I guess that's okay. Whatever." This is where Naruto says, Okay, it's nice to see you, Choji. Maybe you should come with me and Shikamaru and Ino towards the what's it called, barbecue place. Choji says, barbecue? His eyes just goes into stars and just goes, ah. He just like, what's it called? What's it called? Saliva kind of goes from his mouth and all that. So yeah, this is where, well, Naruto says, yeah. This is where, well, not what's it called? Choji says, let's go. He grabs Shikamaru and just freaking just runs to the barbecue place. This is where Naruto kind of just like he just gets dragged with Choji. This is where Raven and Sai just looks at each other and they follow Choji because, well, they don't have anything to do, but because Kakashi is still kind of being kind of depressed a little bit because his teammate Sasuke was not on his team because Sasuke dipped, and, well, Sasuke also dipped and became, well, just a normal civilian just to run her family business. But yeah, this is where we go into Naruto at the barbecue place. Naruto has kind of swervers, his eyes are just spinning because he just got fucking picked up super easily by Choji, who's only 5'8", but Naruto being 6'3". He was confused. He was like, This is where Ino and Shikamaru looks at him and says, yo. And of course, this is where Naruto says, yeah, okay. So of course, they go in, and also Team 8 is also there. They're eating, of course, they're all just talking to Naruto because Naruto's actually taller than almost all of them. Now, I should mention one thing. Raven's actually 5'9". So, yeah, Raven's kind of tall for being one of the taller girls. Ino, she was like 5'4", and yeah. She's 5'4", like in Original Canyon. But I'm actually going to make her taller because it's such an odd kind of... Anyway, do you want to make Ino a little bit taller because, well, Naruto's like 6'3".
Yeah, I think we should make her a little taller.
Like, what height exactly?
I was like 5'6" or 5'7".
5'6"
Maybe
or 5'7"? You know what? I'm gonna say that she is like 5'8". She's at the same height as Choji. So yeah, she is 5'8", and she is the same height as Choji. While Shikamaru, I forgot the height of his shit.
Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Alright, Shikamaru is 5'9" in part 2.
I really wasn't expecting Shikamaru to be that tall.
Facts.
I thought he was at least like 5'7" or something. But he's 5'9", goddamn. So yeah. So Naruto's basically the most tallest person in like the whole, what's it called, Konoha 12. And of course, he just taller than almost all of them. Shikamaru, I'm gonna say that he actually grew a few inches, so he is kind of like 5'11" instead, because he actually was kind of trained to the ground by Ino, and Ino also trained herself to the ground because she wanted to impress Naruto when he came back, because Naruto was mostly the one to always protect her and all that. So yeah, but of course with that happening, we go into, well, Naruto just celebrating, of course, going to his apartment and all that. And of course, well, Ino didn't want Naruto to go to his old kind of like abandoned apartments and all that. Instead, she like grabs Naruto and says, you're going to my apartments, a nicer apartments. This is where Naruto's blushing and says, no, Ino, it's fine. This is where Ino says, no, you're going. And of course, where Naruto was kind of forcibly dragged towards Ino's apartments, they didn't do anything, okay? The only thing they did...
Don't get no ideas.
No ideas. The only thing they did was sleep together in one bed, okay? That's all. Ino forced him to sleep in one bed, that's all. Don't get any ideas. But yeah. Ino kind of moved out of her clan house. Well, her not clan house, her clan, the clan compound and all that. Because she wanted to kind of live alone a little bit, but yeah. This is where she actually wanted to experience how Naruto kind of lived alone and all that. Because he lived for so long alone. But yeah, of course, she is just sleeping in the apartments. And, well, they get an Ambu kind of just jumping through the window and all that. And saying that both you and Ino Yamanaka and Naruto Uzumaki has to go to the Hokage office, which Naruto says, right, I forgot to like talk to her and all that. This is where they both get changed and all that, and of course this is where the Anbu disappears. Anbu also went to get what's called Shikamaru and Asuma, and they all went to the Hokage Tower. Now, of course, this is where Tsunade is pissed and says, Naruto, where do you went exactly and didn't see me? Naruto says, to get my list, the long list that Jiraiya tried to make me a pervert. This is where Tsunade says, I mean, that's a good explainment, okay? But, that's not the point. The Sand Village was attacked by two Akatsuki members named, two Akatsuki members. Two Akatsuki members, and of course, Gaara was captured. So, I need you, Team 10, to go and save Gaara. And of course, Naruto, he says, fine, let's go. This is where, all of them were like going, so they get packed up and all that. And of course, they're at the gate, and of course, this is where Asuma says it's going to take a couple of days to even get there because, I hope you're all very fast to get there. This is where Naruto says, I have a faster way to get there. This is where all of them looked at him. Naruto says, yeah, don't worry about anything. Also, do you guys hate being in the sky? And if you don't, then you're going to hate it now. This is where all of them looks at him confusedly. And we go into 20 minutes later. Ino is kind of just sitting next to Naruto. While Asuma is screaming in both Shikamaru, they're fucking terrified because they don't want to fall off, the summoning that Naruto has. Naruto has the summoning. Naruto actually managed to grab the summoning when he was actually kind of, with Jiraiya. This summoning is called the summoning of the dragons. Naruto has the summoning of dragons. So of course, Naruto summoned out just a normal dragon that was big enough to carry all of them on it. So of course, while Shikamaru and Shikamaru and Asuma are holding for their dear life, Naruto and Ino are just peacefully calm. And yeah. So of course, with that happening, the dragon flies towards the Sand Village and gets there in only one day. This dragon's pretty fast into getting towards the Sand Village. And of course, they get off and they see, Tamari and Conqueror just seeing the giant dragon and they're like, what the fuck? But they then see Team 10 and they say, oh, hey there. This is where the dragon says, goodbye, Naruto-sama, and disappeared. This is where Naruto says, okay, bye, Dragon-sama. And yeah, he disappeared. And, not disappeared, Naruto just walked away. So yeah, he goes with seeing Tamari and Conqueror. Of course, this is where Conqueror is knocked out by the poison of, what's it called? Sorcery.
Sorcery?
Yeah. What's it called? Let me pause this for a second. So, let me go back into it later. So, with, what's called, Conqueror still kind of getting poisoned by sorcery. Of course, Ino is the one to heal him because she actually uses sunflower to heal the poison, because sunflower can actually heal anything, like diseases, poison, or anything. And she even decides to help what's called, not Sasuke, Itachi Uchiha with what's called illness. She uses sunflower before with Itachi, so yeah. Itachi is somewhat like a secret Anbu that actually is kind of secretive into what's called protecting Tsunade. So yeah. But yeah. Not Naruto. Ino only wanted to try that to see if she can actually heal the illness from Itachi, but yeah. Now, she does use sunflower to heal what's it called, Conqueror. And of course, Conqueror does tell them about where what's called Gaara was seen last time, or where the Akatsuki member was at last time. And of course, is where Naruto just says, he nods. And of course, is where he says, we gotta get there pretty fast. This is where Asuma and Shikamaru said no. Also, the old lady didn't attack Asuma because Asuma is not Kakashi. So yeah, they didn't waste time with that. So this is where Tamari was also wanting to come to actually save her brother and conquer it, but Naruto says, I mean, it would probably be easier that way, yeah, but you gotta protect this village because Gaara's not here. This is where Kankura and, well, Tamari nodded, and of course they all just, well, they stayed in this village and all that. This is where Shizun say, well, not Shizun, what's her name again? The old lady, Chio, that's her name. She decides to come along and says, okay, we gotta get there fast. This is where Naruto says, yep, we do. This is where Naruto summons out his dragon and says, summoning cell. The dragon appears, and this is where Chio says, that's the dragon contract. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This is where she gets on, and she's not even afraid. Both, what's it called, Asuma and Shikamaru are having to be carried by what's called the dragon, just grabbing both of them because they tried to run away from the dragon. But this is where Naruto told the dragon to grab both Shikamaru from using his arms and all that, and just drag them like that. So of course they are still kind of screaming, and of course is where Naruto tells them to shut up because, well, they're getting near the Akatsuki's lair or whatever, or their last scene. This is where Naruto sees somewhat the cave and all that, the bad genjutsu they kind of put on. And Naruto says, hey, what's it called? Raiko. So this dragon is actually what's called a lightning dragon. And Raiko said, yes, Naruto-sama. This is where Naruto says, can you blast the, well, looking mountain cave over there? This is where Raiko says, yes, sir. He, like, charges up, and his, like, scales decide to become blue a little bit. And, like, a blue beam appears in his mouth, and he shoots it at, well, the cave-looking thing. Blasts through, and, of course, this is where the Akatsuki members, they couldn't really take Gaara's Jinchuriki. Much of what, they only took about 25%, or not even 25%, 50%. Gaara is still alive, sort of. He's somewhat alive there. This is where both Deidara and Sasuke are confusing. What the hell was that? This is where Deidara, he like looks up and sees a giant fucking dragon and says, what the fuck? This is where Sasuke says, what the fuck? That's a dragon. This is where Asuma, Shikamaru, Ino, and even Chio, and even Naruto jump down. This is where they are going to fight against the Akatsuki members. And this is where, well, Naruto, he decides to see Gaara. Sorry about that. I need water. Do you want to continue on, or because I'm going to get water?
Sure, continue.
Okay.
So, you were at the part where, what you call it, Sorcery, Spider Soccer?
Well,
I was alone.
What's it called? Sorcery is going to fight against what's called Chio and Ino, while what's called Shikamaru, Asuma, and even Naruto are going to fight against Deidara.
Alright, bet. Alright, so Naruto charges at Sorcery, going in for a full powered punch. As he seems to miss, a sorcery suddenly appears behind him using his puppet. As it manages to pierce Naruto, one of the puppets for some reason had a sword. As with
what? I think you muted yourself.
Yeah.
And you became robot. I might. Okay, I don't know if you're coming back, but I'm gonna continue. Okay. Do you want me to continue it, or?
Yeah, you can go. Cause I forgot what. All I know is you can do puppets. That's about it.
Okay. So with what's called Ino and Chio about to fight against Sasori, Sasori pulls out, well, two puppets and starts fighting against what's called Ino and Chio. After Chio uses her own puppet creation to fight against one puppet, while Ino decides to use, well, she pulls out two swords, one being a rose sword, being red, and the other one being a blue rose sword. She pulls them out and starts slicing through the puppets super easily. This is where Sasuke gets annoyed and says, "You bastards annoy me. I will kill you." Now, Naruto, we go into Naruto, Asuma, and, well, Shikamaru. This is where Deidara says, "Well, I'm about to be taking this, what's it called? Chinchuriki with me. Bye." This is where the tail beast, well, not tail beast, Raito, the lightning dragon, was still in the sky. Sees Deidara trying to fly away, and a, well, blue beam hits Deidara in the bird to fall back down. This is where Deidara says, "What the wait, the dragon's still up there. Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't get out." This is where, well, Naruto grabs Gaara and disappear, and this is where, well, what's it called? Gaara was safely sound with what's it called Naruto. This is where Shikamaru uses what's it called Shadow Paralysis Jutsu on what's it called, well, Deidara. And this is where Asuma, he pulls out his two trench coat knives and starts to stab into what's called Deidara. And Deidara says, "Ha, this was only a clone, Kai." And of course it blows up on Asuma. Asuma's kind of fine. He says, "What the?" This is where Naruto's right now in front of him. What happened is that Naruto made a red rage shield around him, since Naruto can actually control a lot of things with his rage. And of course, when the explosion was about to collide with Asuma, the shield appears and protected what's called, well, Asuma. This is where, well, Naruto appears right in front of what's called Deidara and punching him right in the fucking heart. This is where Deidara goes, he passes out. When I mean he passes out, I mean his heart fucking exploded because Naruto has his arm being in rage, what's called rage armament. So yeah, this is where Naruto, he does like what's called hand signs towards the dragon, which he does. He's not like gonna shoot anything at the dragon. He just does like some hand signatures towards the dragon to do something, and the dragon, he charges up a lightning beam to hit Deidara's dead body. It explodes, Deidara's dead body is gone, it's evaporated, it's turned into nothing but dust. But yeah, this is where we go into Ino versus, well, Ino and Chill versus what's it called Sasori. Sasori is using all his puppets now and charging at what's it called Ino and Chill. Chill is dodging, and of course, some of the poison was about to hit her until, well, she's not affected because she made her own, what's it called, antidote for what's called both her and Ino, so they wouldn't be affected by the poison. That's where Ino, she rushes at what's called all the puppets, and she goes through hand size before using her swords and says, "Vine style." Well, yeah, what's called flower Kekkei Genkai style, vine style, vine wrapping, vine wrapping. This is where a bunch of vines appear and wrap around all the puppets, and this is where Sasori says, "Wait, what? No, this is impossible." He's trying to use his puppets to break out until this is where Ino appears with her two swords and started just slicing through the what's it called puppets' heads super easily, cutting them through. But yeah, of course, just cutting all of them. And this is where Chill appears and managed to, well, wrap up two of her what's it called puppets to still stab into what's called Sasori, and Sasori goes mother, father, and dies. So yeah, of course Chio doesn't need to sacrifice her life towards what's called Sasori. I mean not Sasori, Gaara. So yeah, but of course the Akashi have 50% of, well, Shikaku. So yeah, this is where they get back to the Sand Village and does give Gaara back. And of course, this is where Team 10 does go back to the, well, Leaf Village. And yeah. Wait. What's it called? Anime, do you want to continue or, because I'm actually thinking of ending it off here.
Yeah. Well, brother. Damn, homework. Swear, not isn't that. But yeah.
Oh wait, I can end it off or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can end it.
Okay. So we're gonna end it off for here for part 5. Part 6 would be whenever. And anime. Well, this is Lord Potato. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep. And Anime Sensei, you want to say anything else?
Well, stay safe and be on the Sensei side. Peace.
And also stop being a simp. Yeah, can we just like put that at the end? Like, don't be a simp. Like Obito.
Yeah.
But yeah, potato, potato. Bye.